Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I think, I think happy Friday. Listen, the market is bleeding. It's brutal in the streets right now. It's brutal in the streets. Oh, by the way, I am one of them ones. If you know what I'm talking about, check out my latest crypto. What is it? Twitter post. Yeah, I am one of them ones. I love it. All right, listen, this market is cray cray. It's bleeding. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gotta buy the freaking dip. This is where wealth is created. These are the times where the true wealth is created. When we muster up the courage to buy the dip. When you muster up the courage to buy the dip, that's where wealth is created. Now, for sure, we're gonna start out with for sure, we're going to start out with Bitcoin, right? You're going to start out with Bitcoin for sure. You know, buy the freaking dip. Not financial advice. I'm just saying that that's what I'm saying in my brain. I'm just talking to my subconscious. Buy the freaking dips. Not financial advice. Buy the freaking dip, CJ. What's going on, J Coin? How are you, bro? Pookie says, CJ, cash at me 20 bucks. That's funny. I mean, this market's cray cray right now. I am one of the ones. Oh man, I love that. Shout out to Gifted Hands. Shout out to that dude. Shout out to Gifted Hands. Listen, this market's cray cray in the streets right now, meaning the PC, and we're going to talk a little bit about the inflation. Oddly enough, here it is: inflation meeting the Fed's numbers that they need, 2.5%. And then interesting, it met those numbers. What do you think is going to happen in March? Now that the word is the inflation numbers have been met. Kind of like, what do you think is going to happen? If the inflation numbers have been met, does that sound like a pivot in March from Q2, QT, quantitative tightening to QE? Is that what it signals? I think so. I think so. I'm not an expert in that stuff, but that's what I think. I think this is what Raoul Paul and Julian Battelle and Jamie Coots have been trying to tell us normies, as regular crypto folks.
Say normies.
Normies, that everything is falling in line, falling in place. That's what it feels like. That is what it feels like. Bitcoin did get back up to 81,000. Woke up this morning, it was at 80K, and I think Crypto Eddie said it hit 79.5 or something like that. I don't even know. But I think she said sometime, maybe in the wee hours in the morning where she is in Japan. But I thought she said it hit 79.5 or something like that. So that's what it is, right? I mean, the market is just doing what it does. It's just doing what it does, family. Really. Do me a favor, hit the like button on the way in, guys. That would be really, really cool. We always like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream, for sure. And if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people hanging out, listening to and watching the CryptoCeej, if you've been enjoying those hangouts, do me a favor, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're in a mad dash. We got a mad goal to get to 9,000 subs by the end of this month. We only got today and tomorrow. We only got today. Today's the last day. We can make it happen. We can get 60 subs in a day. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. Let's make that happen for sure. I may have to do like a 10, 11 o'clock at night stream. Catch the people in other places just waking up. Maybe something like that, right? Late night stream. Late night stream. Let's make that happen, Pookie. Let's make that happen, J Coin. Appreciate you guys being here. I'm gonna refresh CoinGecko, go over these numbers, you know. Patrick McHenry, former congressman, is getting all kind of advisory board gigs. Wait a minute. That's not. Is Bitcoin back up to $84,000? Are you kidding me? Bitcoin is back to $84,000. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was just 80,000, 9 o'clock this morning. Like, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Wow. That's crazy. All right, let's go over these numbers real quick, Jake Horn. I mean, geez, what the? You got to move fast if you're going to get some Bitcoin at a discount. Goodness gracious. You got to move fast. Now, you guys will be happy to note that I did get rid of a lot of tabs on my computer, but it's still. Oh, wait a minute. I do have a couple of things open that I didn't know. Let me see. Yeah, let's close out. Let's close out this Brave browser. Let's close the Brave browser out. What's going on? All right, so that's closed. Do I have a Chrome browser open? I don't think I do. Did it work? What's going on? I am one of the one. I was on the Open Ocean Protocol, the DEX aggregator, new latest one, I guess, on Flare Networks. That's why I had that browser up. It would not open for some reason. This might be the problem. Chrome is open. It would not open uh, on Opera. It would not open. Now it got, why is it dark in here? What happened? What happened? That was odd. It went dark. It went dark. But that might have been it. Had Chrome and Brave browsers open up. You didn't want a bunch of our browsers open up at the same time. Maybe that was it. All right, so shouldn't be YouTube Music. Should be good. All right, family. So, okay, Bitcoin's now under 84,000. But listen, that's crazy. Bitcoin got back up that high. According to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is 2.89 trillion. Wow, we haven't been under 3 trillion for a long time. Bitcoin dominance is roughly 59%. Bitcoin is trading at $84,008. Ethereum is trading at $2,227. XRP is trading at $2.14. That's up from 2000, what? It was 2002, 10 cents, 2002 or 4 cents this morning. Solana is trading at $145. Nice recovery, I think. What else we got? Dogecoin is still 5 for $1, 19.9 cents. And the beloved Sawi is $2.79. There it is, fam. That's the market. I mean, and it is just doing what the market does. I just can't. I got to tell you, I'm a little shocked that Bitcoin recovered that fast. I mean, from 80,000 to 84,000. I mean, wow. In 3 hours. In 3 hours, it went from 80,000 to 84,000. Wow, that's impressive right there. That is really, really impressive. So, I mean, the moral of the story here is for us in the CryptoCeej home is just buy the dip. I want to share this very, very interesting news here before I get into the PCE numbers and inflation. Undo Finance just put this out now. A16 Zulu just did their little announcement of Patrick McHenry joining the board at A16 Zulu. Now, Undo Finance. We are excited to announce that Patrick McHenry, former chairman of the House Financial Services Committee and a key architect of United States financial policy, is joining Undo Finance as the vice chairman of the advisory board. Chairman McHenry brings decades of experience shaping financial policy, including leading the bipartisan passing of the Fit for the 21st Century Act in the House, as well as serving as Speaker pro tempore of the House in 2023, and will play a pivotal role in enhancing Undo's government relations strategy, regulatory engagement, and thought leadership in the rapidly growing tokenized securities sector. His appointment highlights Undo's dedication to driving US-led investment in the digital asset space. His unmatched policy expertise will help position Ondu Finance and the United States at the forefront of the tokenization of real-world assets. This is a quote from founder and CEO of Ondo. As the tokenization of real-world assets transforms capital markets, we believe that thoughtful engagement with policymakers and regulators is critical. Chairman McHenry's decades of unparalleled leadership in financial services policy making and his commitment to responsible innovation will be invaluable as we continue to build infrastructure that bridges traditional finance and blockchain technology. This is a quote now from Chairman McHenry. The tokenization of real world assets has the potential to unlock trillions of dollars in value by making markets more accessible and efficient. Ondu Finance has emerged as a clear leader in this space with a thoughtful approach to working within existing market infrastructure. As a policymaker, I focused my work on modernizing the financial markets and positioning the U.S. as the global leader in digital asset innovation. I'm thrilled to join the team and continue this important work. John Deaton not going to be happy about that. So there that is. That's interesting. Let me welcome some more people into the stream before I get into this. Revolving doors, right, Pookie. That's what John Deaton hinted at. He called Patrick McHenry out for not looking into some things with William Hinman as well. So it's a tough fight. There is a certain game going on out there, and it's a tough fight to try to make changes, especially when the people that make the changes are part of running the game. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, for sure. It's not impossible to change some stuff around, but yeah, there it is. That's interesting, right? Chairman, vice chairman at Ondu's Finance on the board. I don't know. I don't know what that means for us who hold the Ondu token, because it doesn't look like, I keep hearing people say, what does things mean for the Ondu token holders? Because, you got products there, but retail can't use them yet. And what's the Ondu token's role in the Ondu Finance system or business model? It isn't really clear. I keep hearing Ondu Global Market tokens, but Ondu Global Market is just a name of the platform that offers the USDY, and I think it's Y, might be X. I don't know. I think I'm getting Clearpool, and yeah, so it's USDY over at Ondu Finance. So I don't know. I'm holding on to the token. We'll see if it means something or not, but that's a big move for Ondu Finance for sure. A big, big move. All right, so let me get rid of that. I just want to. It's brutal in the streets. Oh, by the way, I am one of. Come on, if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my latest crypto. I am one of them ones. So just a reminder, Matthew Siegel put this out just to remind people. I think it's pretty cool. I know it's tough to go through these numbers, these pullbacks, retrace, whatever they call it. Head of Digital Assets Research at VanEck, Matthew Siegel, reminds us, list the Bitcoin corrections in the run-up to 20K in 2017. In the run-up to 20K, because it was, 1,000 or less. All right, so a minus 41% correction, a minus 38% correction, a minus 39% correction, minus 34, minus 41, minus 40, minus 27. 40% or more corrections in the run-up to 20,000 Bitcoin in 2017. 40% corrections. And in the run up into 20K in 2017, the smallest of those pullbacks was 27%. Then he lists the corrections in the run up to 69K in 2021. And there was a 55% pullback in that. I didn't even remember that. I did not remember that 55%. I don't remember that one, but we were here for it. So we were definitely here for it. So that's just a reminder of just kind of how this market goes and kind of what it does. The Kabose letter guy, Kabase, dropped something in very, very interesting about inflation. And I just think this is falling. I think this is falling right in line with Raoul Pal, Real Vision, Julian Patel, Jamie Coots of Real Vision, the macro guys are saying it's just, everything's falling right in line here. So with QE coming somewhere, maybe it doesn't start until April or May or June, but we get the FOMC meeting in March. Look, this is an interesting thing here. It says breaking news. January's PCE inflation, the Fed's preferred inflation measure, falls to 2.5%, in line with expectations of 2.5%. The core PCE inflation was 2.6, in line with expectations of 2.6%. This marks the first decline in PCE inflation since September of 2024. Both the drop in PCE and core PCE inflation were expected and are constructive. However, since the data was released, interest rate cuts expectations have been little changed. Volatility is ramping up. And so, I could just see Jerome Powell just speaking to the inflation numbers. They've met up expectations, and because of blah, 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 we feel confident in, ending the QT and going to the QE. I don't know what that looks like, though, but it is falling in line. Let me find the next thing. Raoul Pal he's going to do a flash update video. And I guess it's going to be a good thing because of the PCE numbers as well, inflation numbers. Raoul Pal says, I will put out a flash update video later today with more details, but the global M2 versus Bitcoin charts has largely played out now. It's just patience. Volatility is the price you pay for the return. So I guess we can look for that video. I think I have something from Julian Patel as well. What's this one here? Dan Tapiero says, massive, rare, and quick sentiment change in U.S. equity. Chinese economy is weak, yet U.S. data is slowing. Chinese economy is weak. Doge tightened fiscal, but it will not matter. With 2 years at 4%, huge rate support possible. Huge rate support is possible. Can go back to 1% if need be. If need be. This cycle, Bitcoin becomes obvious to TradFi. This cycle, Bitcoin becomes obvious to TradFi. I don't know if I've seen Bitcoin move that fast from 80,000 to 84,000. I quit. Someone asked Dan Tapiero, not sure why, what does Bitcoin have anything to do with this? It's a leverage play on the triple Q and trends well when the NASDAQ is healthy, nothing more. Dan says the NASDAQ is minus 99.99% against Bitcoin since 2011. That is the only correlation I see. He's like, dude, don't bring the NASDAQ up when you're talking about comparing the Bitcoin. The NASDAQ it can't even sniff the digital asset space. Minus 99%. Chinese 2-year is at 1.4% versus the US 2-year is at 4%. China should be printing big now. Not clear that they know what they are doing there. Hard to believe that they still don't know how to manage their own currency. Yeah. So anyway, that's the global macro guys talking stuff. But it's important, I believe, to follow the macro guys to get the bigger picture, because that bigger picture does include Bitcoin. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for sharing. He says this cycle, Bitcoin becomes obvious to TradFi. Interesting. So Julian Patel said this. There's a lot of noise in the market right now. Julian Patel, Real Vision, global macro investor. He's the head researcher analyst at Global Macro Investor, the most successful financial newsletter in history of financial newsletters. Raoul Paul's newsletter. There's a lot of noise in the market right now, conflicting narratives everywhere. But here's the reality, or at least my take on what's really going on. Everything happening in markets right now, especially in crypto, is a direct consequence of the tightening of financial conditions in Q4 last year, QT. When financial conditions tighten, liquidity gets drained and economic surprises start to slow. I mentioned this before, including in a tweet I posted yesterday. That's why we're seeing a soft patch in the economic data and why the market is freaking out about a growth scare, with recession talk now making a comeback. Here's the thing. This will all reverse next month, March. This will all reverse next month, says Julian Patel. Financial conditions have been easing rapidly over the past 2 months. Dollar down, bond yields down, oil down. And that's setting the stage for a recovery in the data soon. Like that inflation numbers. Remember, financial conditions are always leading. One final point. When the drop to 80K for Bitcoin, I said with this drop to 80K in Bitcoin, this tightening is now fully reflected in the price of Bitcoin. Could we go a little lower? Sure. But here's what I would say. Everyone's already on the same side of the trade. Sentiment is extremely bullish, and Bitcoin is sitting at an RSI of 23, the most oversold level since August of 2023. So if you're still bearish, don't get too comfortable. Instead, be greedy when others are fearful. Just my 2 cents. Hope it's helpful to some. Just got to think of the bigger picture. I really, really do. And these guys, that's their wheelhouse. Their wheelhouse is the bigger global macro picture and how it affects the digital asset space. In crypto, we look at market manipulation, what the whales are doing, who in crypto is selling, tanking the market, like BlackRock, but the macro guys, they get the bigger picture. And what they're saying is it doesn't matter the little things that's going on inside of the digital asset space. It's the global big picture is that what matters. The global big macro picture affects all the other sub niches, if you will, like risk assets. Bitcoin, crypto is a risk asset. I don't know about you, but I'm listening. I'm listening and learning to these guys from these guys. It just got to be. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. All right. Who else checked in the stream? Appreciate you guys being here. It's an interesting time to be an early adopter in this asset class. I can tell you that it's a very, very interesting time. It's very, very interesting time. And I got to tell you, 2021, there were people who took profit. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that gone through 2 or 3 of these cycles, and they're going to take advantage of this cycle in 2025. I really, really do believe that. Doesn't matter if it's a cash out of 50,000 or 100,000 or 500,000. When you're blessed to be able to be in that position to do that, you can then leverage the bear cycle in the bear market years of 2026 and 2027 in preparation for the next cycle, right? So some have already learned. Maybe they did their cash out in 2021, and maybe that was a big one, and went through the bear, even prepared even more for this 2025 one, right? But I just think how awesome is it that we really do have a roadmap where we can plan and prepare, you know? So where we can plan and prepare. What's going on with Flare Networks, family? What is going on with Flare Networks? A lot of stuff going on there. Flares and Shrine Oracles have enabled a new generation of on-chain financial products, driving an impressive 400% year-over-year growth in TVL. Look at these protocol launches here. Cyclo Finance, Clearpool Finance, SparkDex, Kinetics, Rain Protocol, Enosis Global, XD5 Protocol, Scepter. It's a lot of stuff. A lot of places to do things. A lot of places to do things. A lot of useful utility. Right? And I like it. And it's growing. 400% year-over-year growth. That's really impressive. 400%. That is impressive. And let us not forget our conversation that we had with Grok V3 and what they were saying. It was a fascinating conversation. I'm gonna share bits and pieces of it on X today as well. I did like an article type blog kind of overview of that conversation. But I gotta tell you, this is impressive. This is what the vast majority of people in the digital asset space are not institutions. The vast majority of people in the digital asset space are retail. I know everyone thinks that, institutions are going to do it, but well, I mean, it'll be nice to see them in, but for me, retail drives markets and drives blockchains, not institutions. So we'll see. So I want you to think about this. Clearpool is RWAs on Flare. It has the biggest number of volume, 24 million. 24 million. It's the biggest in terms of the volume. But there are significantly more people making transactions in daily activities on Scepter, on Enosis Global, on Rain Protocol, on Kinetic Markets, on SparkDex, and now Cyclo Finance as well. In other words, it's just more people doing more things. And when you have more people doing more things, you create the network effect, or Metcalfe's law, thus creating demand for the native asset of the blockchain. So one transaction of an institution with $100 million ain't going to do it. It'll be nice to show the number. Oh, look at that. Look at that number. That number is so cute. It's pretty, but it's one transaction. One transaction. That's how I see it. Unless someone else can explain it to me differently, that's how I see it. It's one transaction. Flares has had an interesting number about their active wallets. I thought they said 1 point. I think it was a crazy number for their wallets. Yeah, 1.4 million Flare wallet addresses. That's really impressive. So you see here, RWAs. This was it says 24.5 million. This was Clearpool, right? On Flare Networks, Clearpool, right? 24 million, right? 30%, right? But there's more people doing Scepter and more people hopping on the Spark Dex and Blaze Swap and more people hopping on Kinetic and Cyclo. These centralized exchange, I don't know what that would be. Liquidity managers, that's Spark Dex. Derivatives is coming. I think it's they got I don't know if Spark Dex with perpetual speed derivatives as well and yield. But if you add these numbers up, that's greater than 30%, right? It's math. So 490,000 daily transactions on average is impressive. RWAs plus liquid staking now account for over 56% of Flare's TVL. Scepter's liquid staking dominates with 26%. Share highlights a strong demand for yield-bearing assets and flexible staking options. Clearpool dominates the chart with 31% of Flare's TVL. Clearpool offers on-chain treasury yields, while USDX relies on Flare's FTSOs for accurate pricing of RWAs. Its treasury yields is an institutional play. The Clearpool integration further strengthens the connection between traditional finance and blockchain. DEX liquidity, I love this. Decentralized exchange liquidity makes up nearly a quarter of the TVL at 19 million, a 152% increase since last year. I like it. Awesome numbers. Remember this RFLR and stuff ends next year, right? 2026. Impressive numbers to say the least, man. Flair's got us going on. Tim France is in the building. How are you, bro? Says buy, hold, buy again, and hold. Right? Impressive stuff coming out of Flare Networks. I got to tell you. You got the fun Flare, which I think is fascinating. I love what they're doing with that. This is a very nice article on Flare as well. The Flare.network website is really, really cool. I hope you guys are been over there. It's been revamped, redone. It's really, really good. Looks awesome. It's easy to understand. Easy for people to get what Flare has going on. I really do like the revamp. Let me see. Let's see. Go here real quick. Flare. Check this out, Pookie. Looks pretty cool. The blockchain for data. Flare is a full stack layer 1 solution designed for data intensive use cases. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Let me do this real quick. The 2025 goal is looking really, really good. What to expect from Flare DeFi in 2025? I mean, I just love it. It's Flare DeFi. I just love it. In 2025, expect Flare DeFi to expand with more decentralized apps and partners leveraging its enshrined oracles. A key development is the integration of the trusted execution environments, the integration, TEEs, which will empower developers and businesses to build scalable blockchain applications. Verifiable AI, in particular, DeFi, DEFAI, DeFi and AI, is a key focus for Flare this year, presenting an opportunity to leverage Flare's enshrined oracles and the trusted execution environments to offer automated DeFi strategies. A lot of people are talking about trying to get into it. Hey, Anon is a big one, but there are a lot of the AI agent plays that are doing the DeFi thing, trying to get that out. They're all going to want a better form of data. They're all going to want it. They're all going to want that trusted data. They're all going to want it. Well, just like Grok V3 said. Let me remind you guys of this conversation. Let me see. Okay. She's coughing, but she's okay. Friendly greeting assistance. Make sure it's the right one. Nope, that's not it. Let me see if I can find it. Um, okay, here it is here. So, this is one of the interesting conversations that I had with Grok. Grok is just getting them really amazingly awesome, as well. And I started the conversations about these inflationary mechanisms in crypto, and we talked about it there. And then I said, can you talk about a few blockchains that have the inflationary mechanism? Because there are people who don't quite understand the benefits, the pros and the cons of it, right? Then I asked them, any thoughts on Flare Network's inflationary mechanism given the fact that Doge and Ethereum and I think it was Bitcoin, Solana had it as well. But we had this question because it asked me, any thoughts on if that niche, which is data, can carry it to the top? I said, yes, I believe that niche will carry it to the top. And I said, the data is the new oil. And what are your thoughts on data as the new oil? This is what it says. You're betting Flare's data-driven niche will rocket it to the top. And I love the data is the new oil angle. It's a sharp way to frame it. But let's riff on that and see where Flare's inflationary mechanism fits into the big picture. Data as oil means it's a resource everyone needs, but it's only valuable when refined and delivered right. Flare's FTSO and state connector are like the rigs and pipelines, pulling in decentralized price feeds and cross-chain info, then pumping it out to DApps and F assets. That 5% annual inflation capped at 5 billion FLR isn't just fluff, right? That's the inflationary mechanism on Flare. It's the fuel paying data providers and validators to keep the system flowing. If Flare nails this, it could be the go-to refinery for chains like XRP, Bitcoin, or even Doge that lack native smart contracts, unlocking them for DeFi. Imagine XRP holders minting XRP to earn yield. That's a killer use case if adoption kicks in. It's a killer use case. This is Grok speaking to me. Compare that to the big dogs that we talked about. Ethereum's data oil is its smart contract ecosystem, tons of it, but it's diluted by complexity and gas costs, even post-merge. Its inflation is low, but it's already gushing value from sheer scale. Dogecoin's got no data oil. It's more like a collectible barrel of moonshine, with 3 to 4% inflation just keeping the party going. Solana's high speed pipes churn out 4 to 5% inflation now, but it's heading to 1.5%. But its strength is raw throughput, not specialized data like Flare's. Flare's edge is precision. It's not trying to be everything to everyone. That's 70% of inflation going to the FTSO data providers could make it the most reliable, decentralized Oracle hub out there. Chainlink's got competition if Flare scales. And with governments tweaking inflation from 10 to 5% already, that's what Flare Network has done, it's got room to adapt, maybe even flip deflationary like Ethereum if burns take off, if the burns take off. CryptoCeej posts lately hint at F asset hype building. The F asset hype building, like no caps, no limits. That Hugo just posted. No caps, no limits. XRP trials in 2024 had decent buzz. And you got to think no caps, no limits is more buzz. So the demand just might match the supply. The catch? Oil is only king if the world runs on it. This is why we said Pookie Pookie, J-Coin. Flare, the idea is they got to get that message out and it has to be communicated effectively. That's the goal. That's the challenge. Now that you know the challenge, how are you addressing it? It can't be overly technical. I mean, the technical stuff, maybe that's something that you say to a dev. Maybe that's something that you say to a dev. Maybe. You got to effectively get that word out about the data and how valuable it is to have data and how valuable the data being decentralized is. Because if people don't think it's a big deal, it won't be a big deal. The catch, oil is only king if the world runs on it. Flare needs developers and users to buy into its data vision. That's what I just said. Grok is saying that Flare has to do it fast. Flare needs developers and users to buy into its data vision fast. Or that 5% inflation could flood a market with no takers, tanking FLR like cheap crude. You understand? Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Solana had first mover luck or raw appeal. Flare's got to prove its niche isn't a luxury, but a necessity. If data really is the new oil and Flare becomes the OPEC of cross-chain DeFi, you are spot on. It's top tier bound. I would say it's got a shot if it executes flawlessly and rides the interoperability wave. It's part of the conversation between myself and Grok. It was fascinating to have that back and forth. I got to tell you, it was really fascinating, Tim France, to have that back and forth. It's amazing that it's catching on to the vision and the possibility. This AI thing called Grok V3, Grok 3 was fascinating. And I'm told it got even better today. They did some more upgrading to it as well. But that was just on my thought on data is the new oil and Flare networks and how they play into that. And that was Grok sharing me its vision. I further went on to say that I thought DeFi or I'm sorry, AI was an interesting play, and then DeFi and AI as well in that conversation. It was really interesting one. Maybe I'll share that later on in the stream here, but it has a big time shot. Just got to execute for sure. I'm having fun in the Flare ecosystem. Are you guys participating there? Pookie Pookie, have you been doing any more minting and redeeming? I understand that there are some very profitable strategies using Cyclo. I'm not sure if I've been able to wrap my brain around it. But I hear there's some profitable strategies. When I was on the Twitter spaces with Steven and Whale 589, they were sharing some things and some interesting strategies around the price of CY SFLR and the price of SFLR and that and how it can be really profitable. But I really need to kind of sit down with the strategy, take a look at it, have someone explain how it's executed for me to kind of really kind of get it. I'm used to lending and borrowing, but when I lend assets and borrow stables, my strategy is to earn yield on those stables. And my strategy is to get more assets to enter in liquidity pools, right? Different things like that. But this cycle is there's a different kind of strategy because it does involve the prices of CY cycloflare and scepter flare, which is SFLR. So, in kind of monitoring those prices. And I'm like, where do you monitor the prices for CY SFLR? That's what I don't like. What metrics is showing that price for that as opposed to others? Let me see if I can find Cyclo Finance. Anyone know? CJ Rick Cisneros says, I bought yesterday. Prices were so good, I just could not pass it up. I hear you, bro. You increased your position. That's awesome, bro. Cyclo.finance. I mean, what a big jump, right? See, it just CYS per SFLR 0.0219. All right. Current CYS FLR price, it says 34 cents. So it's right here. And so there's something about this price as compared to the SFLR price. And I guess I'm buying high and buying low and selling high, I'm guessing, but I don't know. But I know they were talking about it on that stream. So I don't quite understand if that's it. If it's as simple as buying low and selling high, getting this at a lower price and then selling it at a higher price, or is it the other way around? Quite frankly, I don't know. But I'm going to find out and share with you guys. So, well, there it is right there. There's the price. So Rick Cisneros said he was able to get some tokens on the cheap. I mean, 80K Bitcoin this morning, barely 80K. And by 11 o'clock in the morning, it went back up to 84K. Is very, very fascinating to me. Did it that fast? Yeah, did it that fast, man. It was crazy. But anyway, I'm trying to learn about Cyclo. Um, Maybe some people will comment in the stream here or comment on in the video if they watch it on replay or something. But I want to figure that out because it looks like you can earn, you can, I don't know, make 50 to 200% on your money fairly quick if you know what you're doing. So let's find out how to do it so that we can share that with you guys. Let's learn, figure that out together and take advantage of that. But the main advantage in this platform is you don't face liquidation when you leverage this platform. But you need to learn how to leverage the platform the right way. And it's obviously just not taking SFLR here and just locking it up and going to a decentralized exchange like SparkDex and trading it for another asset and keeping the tally of how much the CY SFLR that you got to lock up. And then you're checking the price of the CY SFLR. And again, I want to know if the price goes down, what does that mean? If the price goes up, what does that mean in reference to the CY SFLR that I have locked up, right? So that is the key. I got to figure that out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. I'm not sure. Um, but I'll figure it out. And learning, okay, you lock something up at 34 cents and now it's whatever. What does that mean? Pookie Pookie says, I have used Cyclo. Yeah, me too. I've used it as well, but what's your strategy? Did you use it like I did? I just used it to be able to participate in the flare fair. But do you have a strategy? Like, is there some strategy to make money? Do you have a strategy to make 50%, to make 100%, to make 200%? That is the key. That's what we're trying to figure out. Like someone should be able to say, yeah, you're monitoring the price of see what you buy it at this particular price. You're going to monitor that price when SFLR is this price and see it, because they were trying to explain to me this is something about the two prices between SFLR and CY SFLR, Cyclo FLR, right? So learning the profit strategy would be awesome. Um, I get the borrowing part of it, locking it up, and you're, essentially borrowing, and you can trade it to get some stable coins, and then you can do something with the stable coins somewhere else to earn. That's easy. That's what I do all the time. I mean, I don't want to say that's easy, but that's something that you can do. But when you're going back in the other direction, right? When you're going back in the other direction, you're gonna, what are you doing? And why are you doing it? At what prices? That type of thing. The strategy laid out. I want to figure that out. But once we do, we'll definitely share with you guys for sure. Um, because the videos that I've seen now is really just kind of like the mechanics. It's not a strategy necessarily. It's just kind of like a mechanic thing. Yeah, let me see SparkDex real quick. Let's go and take a look at SparkDex, my favorite platform, and SparkDex.ai in the Flare Networks ecosystem. My favorite platform. Let me look at a swap here and see something. I think I got some of this USDX from my CYS thing, and I deposited it on Clearpool because I wanted, again, use as many platforms and Flare networks in the the fair flare deal as humanly possible. Let me see something here. Um, okay, so there it is there. Got it. That's how you go back out. So yeah, I bought some CYSFLR. I went over to SparkDex and swapped it for one of these USDXs here and took the USDX over to Clearpool and deposited it into Clearpool. Again, I'm just trying to airdrop farm, or if you will, but participate in this campaign, if you will, doing more transactions on as many platforms that are participating in a fair flare. I'm just trying to get more RFLR. But with Cyclo, I want to know, that profit part of it, right? That's what I want to know. The profit part. How are you profiting? Oh, so Pookie Pookie says he has not messed with Cyclo yet. Gotcha. Got it. I got it. I got it, bro. I got it. Did I use my test wallet with Cyclo, or did I use my, did I use them? Or did I use the Bifrost wallet? I don't remember. Let's check it out. See. So, but anyway, Flare Networks, I'm just telling you, I'm impressed of their early days. I mean, think about the platforms they got going on right now. Nice, awesome projects. Yeah, nice, awesome projects for sure. And it feels like Pookie Pookie, having your stuff wrapped and delegated is awesome, but being able to take the wrap to the scepter, get the scepter liquid staking FLR and doing something with that. That's what it feels like. It's good. That's when it feels like it's good. Yeah, that's when it feels like it's good. So, oh my gosh, Songbird is what's going on with Songbird, man? What is going on with Songbird right now? Uh, why do I have Songbird that's not wrapped? What the world? Oh, I know why. That was the collateral. That was the collateral from Dimension Redeeming. I didn't rewrap it. Uh, I'm just gonna wrap it now until I'm ready to mint and redeem again. Forgot to do that. Forgot to do that. So more monkey businesses in the building. How are you, bro? When are you guys getting your 5K from Trump? I don't know. I don't know. Gotta ask Trump, man. Like when and if here's what I do know. I will gladly take it and participate in the digital asset space. That is without question. I will definitely take that inferior stuff and that inferior, dirty, nasty fiat and financial inferior monetary policy and put it into the more valuable asset and the better financial model. Pookie says, just finished this workout. Oh, nice, man. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, fam. So look, that's Flare Networks. Inflation being met. The expectations have been met. I think that's a good sign. I think it's going to be interesting to see what's happening in March from the FOMC meeting. Julian Mattel, Raul Paul, um, Jamie Coots, all from Real Vision, big macro guys, are sharing with us that everything is falling in place. QE, injection of liquidity is definitely coming. I'm telling you, I'm still shocked that Bitcoin went from 80,000 at 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning, back up to 84,000 by 11 o'clock in the morning. That's pretty powerful. That is pretty powerful. All right, fam, there it is. Thank you so much for hanging out. Do me a favor, if you guys didn't get a chance to hit the like button on the way in, please do so on the way out. That would be really, really awesome if you can do that. And if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people hanging out, listen to and watching the CryptoCeej, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. We got a mad dash goal today to get to 9,000 subs. Your sub does matter. Appreciate you guys taking the time to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.